Hello and welcome to the Graphic Communications GCSE Options video. My name is Miss Trotman. I'm giving you a bit of a wave down there so you know what I look like. I can normally be found in the green tech block at school or in the art department. But of course, if you have any questions while we're not in school, please feel free to email me. I will put my email address at the end of this video. So what is graphic communication? Now I'm going to show you some examples of things that you might have seen before in day-to-day life, things like logo design, book illustration, poster or magazine design, book covers, logos, typography, things like that are all encompassed under this graphic communication umbrella. And I have the privilege of teaching both graphics and art. But the way that I like to describe the difference is that graphic communication is all about designing within a context. So where we might paint a portrait in art because we really want to study, painting techniques, looking at portraiture, looking at the face, proportioning the face, things like that, techniques that are really, really important in terms of, foundation art. In graphic design, we might still look at portraiture, but we're going to look within a context. So we might have some sort of design brief. For example, the company Nike might want a new advertising campaign where they want portraits of influential athletes from the past 4 years or something like that. We might then have to go away, look at these different athletes and then produce a portrait. Maybe they want a digital illustration, maybe they want some sort of digitally edited photograph that can then go in their new advertising campaign. Okay, so that's our job in terms of graphic communication. So it's all about using text and imagery very skillfully to communicate a message. And that's the important thing here. We are always designing with that message in mind. And that message, just like I've given you the example there, is determined by a client. So what you'll find is that I'll be giving you different design briefs throughout the course, and I'll always have some sort of client in mind. So throughout the course, you will have a chance to develop and improve your art skills further. You'll use lots of different new techniques that you might not have used in Key Stage 3, and we'll definitely be using a lot more software, things like Photoshop and Illustrator, where you might not have used those in Key Stage 3 before. We'll also, of course, be encouraging you to be as creative as you possibly can be, and you'll be developing those skills through your sketchbook, which will then lead to several final pieces. In terms of the coursework, it is 100% coursework, this course, and it's split into two main components. So I'll explain a bit more about those later, but those components are the portfolio and then the final exam. And in terms of your lesson structure, it is a 2-year course. And you, of course, will then have 5 lessons per fortnight. So between Blue Week and Gold Week, you'll have 5 lessons, which will include things like workshops, software lessons will be on the computers, and then a lot of sketchbook work as well. So those components that I talked about. The first component is your portfolio. It's 60% of your final grade. We will cover these projects within that portfolio, and you will kind of do this portfolio from year 10 until about January in year 11. We then, in around January time, will be given the exam, and that's 40% of your final grade. It's externally set by edXL for our course. And then that includes a 10-hour, well, basically 2 days of school practical exam. And, it's a lovely exam because unlike other subjects, we completely plan exactly what you're doing. You probably would have even had a practice before you actually do that exam. So it's nothing to worry about. We just use the word exam because that's what's set for us. But really, the exam works exactly like the portfolio. It's just that unlike the projects that we do, where I've given you the project themes, as you can see, they're portraits and identity and cultural identity. The only difference with the exam is that we don't know what the theme is yet. But it's nothing to worry about, but that's just to show you how the course is broken up in terms of the coursework that you eventually complete by the end of the course. So kind of the general areas of study, even though, we focus on those themes, within those themes, we look at these things. So we look at illustration. So we look at the use of graphic illustration for a variety of purposes, such as book, magazine covers, advertising, things like web design or apps and things like that. We look at advertising and branding and how graphic communication works within that, within promotional campaigns, where how graphic communication comes into logo design and brand identity, things like that. And we also look at informational design, so looking at how, things like typography, which is kind of text, things like how 2D and 3D design can help us create our desired outcomes and messages. So within the course, you're probably going to have some sketchbook work, well, you will have some sketchbook work. So there's a sketchbook I'm flicking through there. You're going to have some display boards by the end of the course where you display all your lovely work. And you're going to have some links to online multimedia, so things where we create GIFs or animation, you'll have links to that as well. In terms of further information, we do create art packs for the students. They cost around, between £25 and £30 each year, depending on what we put in and how prices rise and fall. But in that pack, we really do recommend buying that pack because it has all the essential things that students will need. We then will do some transition work. It won't be a lot, just a little bit, just to help you bridge the gap between Year 9 and GCSE. And we will always look to provide opportunities, things like trips when we can do them. If not, then virtual seminars and online workshops, depending on how the year goes, or the 2 years go. So thank you very much for watching. Please do email me if you have any other questions. My email's there. You can look up the specification for the course online. And thank you for watching this video, and please stay safe, and I look forward to having your questions. Thanks. Bye.